Hi, how are you? It's me, the one who didn't write a joke for this section. Welcome to Moveset Makeup, the series where I take someone who isn't in Smash yet and see what I can do to make a moveset for them. Today, I'll be going over Aurora from Child of Light. She is a small child from Austria, though apparently not the real Austria, who, for all intents and purposes, perished due to a sickness, but woke up in the dreamlike world of Lemuria. Here, she gained some magical abilities, met a bunch of friends, and took back the moon, the stars, and the sun. Now, in Smash, she would be a sword fighter that also uses magic, and would be a pseudo-heavyweight due to her massive sword. She also has some kind of puppet fighter elements with Igniculus, so she's actually kind of an all-rounder. She has some more practiced and precise moves, but is still not really trained in swordplay, so she also just does have a few big dumb slashes that are really just Hail Marys and aren't really precise, just trying her best. As for a little bit of a gimmick, she has Igniculus. On his own, he normally does not attack, but he can be positioned wherever and will attack alongside certain attacks and has some special properties to him. Getting right into things, her jab is an X slash into a stab, similar to Cloud's cross slash mixed with the final hit of Toon Link's jab. Her forward tilt has her thrust her sword forward before the sword drops down onto the ground and she needs to pick it back up. It has a slight landing hitbox just for a little bit of extra protection, but nothing too special. It would act as a sour spot. Her up tilt is a simple large arc slash above her head, landing on the ground in front of her. If you input up tilt again, she pulls up her sword and does another slash above her, landing back on her shoulder. Finally for the tilts, her crouch has her resting on one knee and simply using her sword to brace herself, and her down tilt basically just has her panic and attack with whatever's easiest, namely the pommel of her sword. It would have a very precise hitbox, but would send at a terrible downward angle. Igniculus will also dash forward low to the ground, doing a little bit of damage and acting as a sort of sour spot. Her dash attack is fairly similar to Rosalina's, simply having her rush forward like she's flying in her game. This has one hit of damage, and Igniculus will also fly forward alongside her, doing a little bit of extra chip damage if he also hit. For smash attacks, her forward smash is the main slash attack from the game, with long startup but an insane amount of power, dealing upwards of 20% fully charged and launching at a slightly downward horizontal angle. This would also be amazing for shield breaks. Her up smash is a massive upward slash with a large arc, but with heavy startup and end lag. This is similar to Ike's up smash. Igniculus will also trail behind the sword, acting as a sort of sour spot that will keep opponents away for parts of the end lag, so it is a lot safer than it might seem at first glance. And her down smash has her charge up a magic spell and cast Light Ray, calling down light at a diagonal angle from all around her feet, dealing loads of damage, but not too much knockback. This does multi-hitting damage and is not a projectile, so it will not be able to be reflected or absorbed. Jumping into her aerials, her neutral air has a circle of light surrounding her, expanding and contracting once with a hitbox to match. This spins around and will do multi-hitting damage. This references the casting animation from her game. Her forward air is somewhat similar to Ike's back air, but of course forward. She slashes forwards, horizontally and slightly downwards, in a more controlled slice than many of her moves, as she's more used to being in the air. This references the animation for her move Slash All. Her back air is comparable to Ike's ledge attack. She spins around and slashes diagonal upwards, doing quite a bit of damage and turning her around. This would be an excellent kill move and would be great for shield pressure. Her down air is a light magic blast with heavy startup and end lag, but massive disjointed damage, similar to Robin's Thoron, though it would not have as much range. It would have two spike hitboxes, one at the very top right when the move starts up, and right at the bottom throughout the rest of the move. So you wouldn't be able to spike just wherever you hit it. You'd have to space it. And finally, her up air is similar to Palutena's up air, a light blast sort of thing with multi-hitting damage. For grabs, Aurora will grab foes with both hands, stabbing her sword into the ground behind her. And Igniculus pummels for her, just lighting up next to the foe. Her forward throw simply has her shove the opponent forwards, And the rest of her throws can have one of her party members come in and use an attack for her. Her up throw has Angus slash his claws, launching the opponent upwards. Her down throw has Finn cast Lightning Strike, causing lightning to strike the opponent, stunning them before knocking them away. And her back throw has Gen strum her harp, using the spell Backward Slam, which of course will launch them backwards. Now, for specials, these will actually be slightly different than most other specials. Each of her specials that cast a spell will have a timer on it, but not in the way you might think. When the special button is pressed, she readies a spell, and a set amount of time after the special is used, so you need to be very sure of when to use each special move. This is a reference to the battle system from her game, where each different move takes a different amount of time to come out. So, for her neutral special, she casts Starlight, a simple slow-moving projectile that goes across the stage in a horizontal line before exploding at the end of its travel distance, dealing major damage. Her side special has her cast Light Ray, which has two forms. One of them, if you tap the button, casts the normal Light Ray from her game, basically a cage of, well, light rays that deal multi-hitting damage right in front of her. If you hold the button, she will cast an innovated version of Light Ray, which is just one big light ray similar to Robin's Thoron. Her up special has her use her wings to fly, allowing for free flight for around about a second and a half, and if the special is pressed again, she rushes forward in the direction pressed with higher speed. Her down special has her send Igniculus out, and then he can be freely controlled until the shield button is pressed. After this move is used, he is disconnected from Aurora, and if the special is input again, he will start to glow, slowing down anyone in range and lowering damage, while also doing little bits of chip damage the longer he is next to them. Or, if he is next to Aurora, he will heal her. For Aurora's final smash, she takes the power of the sun, the moon, and the stars, and summons up a mirror, and starts creating a suction effect to seal the opponent away. If an opponent is caught in the mirror, she absorbs the cosmic light powers into her sword and slashes 3 times, making a triangle before shattering the mirror and launching the caught foe away. This is an innovative move that simply references her main goal of retaking the sun, moon, and stars to destroy the darkness, as well as the mirror from the start of the game. It's fairly similar to Zelda, but it would not kill anyone over 100% instantly. And now for Aurora's other aesthetics. Her alternate costumes can include all 3 ages of her from her game, each in their base dress. Now, I know the hitboxes would have to be slightly different if there was no model changing, but honestly, I don't have the brain power to figure out how that would work, so just pretend there's something in there to balance around the hitbox. She could also have a blue outfit, a gray outfit, and a red outfit. Not really referencing anything in particular, just as color swaps. And then, finally, she can have 2 outfits that reference her alternate palettes from her game, and these would be in her adult form. For taunts, she can have one where she inspects her crown, showing the foe label on it, one representing her battle finish animation, and one where Igniculus flies quickly around her. So, yeah, that's Aurora for you. I hope you enjoyed it, as this was a little bit of a more difficult moveset to make because she only has a few animations, and I needed to innovate a lot of the moves. However, she's a lot more simple than the last character that I did, and it's nice to have a little bit of a shorter video between Joker's Smash moveset, the really long Persona 5 video, which you should go watch if you haven't, and another project that I have in the works. So, give a subscribe if you liked it and want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.